But before we actually delve into the lecture, let's take it from a layman perspective. What is tax?
Let me say, in a way that it affects me is the fact that anybody that the total income is 800,000 naira starting from next year, that particular person's income is liable to be taxed.
Build the room! No, it's not enough. Build the room! You can't build the nationwide city. It requires you to take some action.
My name is Damilola Kushimo, the coordinator of National Health Council of Nigeria, Isolo local branch. A couple of days, let me just say a few days now from now, we'll move into a new tax era. And you know, as NYCN, we are in charge of we are the youth umbrella money in Isolo. So we thought it twice. I met my experts and we delegated that what should be our focus now that we are going into a new tax. And we thought twice that yes, let's have an enlightenment session. Then we would talk to the youth in Isolo, then we would enlighten them about this so-called tax reform, because the fact is that come January 1st, the government would implement this bill. And it will not put many of us that our youth are not well informed. So what we are going to do is just to deepen grassroots engagement, is to take that engagement to the grassroots. This tax reform bill would actually would reform the tax activity. Some that are not earning enough will not be exempted, and some that are earning more will be taxed. And the important thing is that to allow government to have money to carry out, carry out governance in its uniform, to do a lot of projects that will impact our life, that will impact us positively. You can see what our president is doing. That's Bola Tinubu. He has actually taking Nigeria on the path of sustained prosperity. And I think that with this tax reform bill, the government will be able to do more than they've been doing. You understand? Even government across the various levels, the federal, the state, and local, will be able to do more in terms of governance, infrastructure, education, health, and what have you.
So I feel like this program is very necessary because 25 is already ending, and most people are not aware of what the tax reform bill actually entails, or what it requires of individuals. Those are high commoners and low commoners. So it's an eye-opener towards what we are expecting to take place. So this program is definitely essential, and I'm happy that NYCN Isolo can organize this program for people to understand what tax reform will actually is, what is driving for Nigeria.
I would like everyone else to come together as a one body to move this Isolo SCA to a greater height.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Victor Kolade Adobajale, and I'm the Public Relations Officer, National Health Council of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. Yeah, this is a very, very important and duly programmed conference, because we understand that in a couple of days now we will be going into the 2026 where we are going to be experiencing the tax reform in very, very full force. And it is important that we as Nigerians, as young people, we give orientation and we share knowledge to other people, because by the time the tax reform bill is going to be put in place, a lot of people will be shocked, and it is because they don't have the knowledge of what they are actually doing. So it is important that we as young people, we also engage ourselves considering our population as over 70% of the entire population of Nigeria, we also engage ourselves so that the knowledge will be in our minds before the tax reform bill is brought into full force. Okay, yeah, I said earlier, this is very, very impactful. The program is very, very impactful because it will give knowledge to people. They will know what their income is going to yield as tax, and as in relation to the tax reform bill, everybody will know what is expected to be paid as tax due to their income. So it is not going to be like, okay, this thing is happening, we don't have knowledge about it, or the government is bad. It is going to be a knowledge for everybody to know that, okay, as you are getting your income, you are also expected to pay tax. And also the knowledge of us having a sense of belonging, because when I'm paying my tax, definitely I know I can ask the government what they are doing with it. But if I'm not paying my tax, I can't ask the government what they are doing with my money.
My name is David Sunday Aladi. I am the Vice Chairman NYCN Isolo West, Senatorial District. This sensitization exercise, to me, it is very, very sacrosanct and germane that the stakeholders, continue to orientate and engage young persons as far as the tax reform in the federation is concerned. A lot of persons at the grassroots level are, unaware. Most people are unaware of the recent happens and updates as far as the tax reform is concerned. And according to the federal government, by this year, it's going to be legally enacted. And of course, this is why the responsibility of informing young persons and other stakeholders at the grassroots levels is shouldered on every representatives across every institution. And what is happening here today, organized by the National Council of Nigeria, Isolo local branch, is very, very germane and sine qua non, to our existence as Nigerian citizens. Yes, of course, we know that tax is a compulsory levy on every patriotic citizen. And of course, it is very, very important that young persons also involved in the shaping and discussions as far as this tax reform is concerned. The year is coming to an end, and we know it's a festive period. That is why for us in the National Council of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, through our spokesperson, he is standing with me, Comr is a spokesperson for the union, and you can see him recently going across television channels, and other mediums, informing young people to take active role in shaping this nation. Nigeria actually lead us, in terms of security, in terms of economic growth, in terms of creativity, and in terms of purposeful leadership. So I want to urge all Nigerian young persons to continue to take active role, while we jettison hooliganism, drug abuse, domestic violence, and all sorts of other things that are not patriotic as far as the development of this society is concerned. And the state chairman of Youth Council, Lagos State Chapter, continuously telling us as his expos to continue to inform young people that it is not a time for ethnocentrism. It is not a time for religious supremacy. It is not a time for high political jingoism, but it is a time for patriotic citizen and development advocacy, security advocacy, and what have you.
So I am Comrade NYCN Isolo branch. Okay, so I'm a social media personnel, social media manager, and also a nutrition coach, a wellness enthusiast. So I believe that preparation precedes performance. So this tax preparation program is more like enlightening the citizen of Nigeria. Without the tax, the country cannot move forward. The country cannot get that best economic growth we want. So with this kind of program, enlightening people, educating people about the tax information, it helps us to get more better as a citizen and do the right thing for us to make Nigeria a great country. I want to urge all youth to get informed, not to be deformed, get more education information and knowledge about tax reform so that we can make this country a better one for ourselves.